The man who asks a question is a fool for a minute. The man who does not ask is a fool for life. Learning without thought is labor lost. Thought without learning is perilous. The more man meditates upon good thoughts, the better will be his world and the world at large. To see what is right and not do it is the worst cowardice. He who learns but does not think is lost. He who thinks but does not learn is in great danger. The willow which bends to the tempest often escapes better than the oak which resists it. Real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance. To be wronged is nothing, unless you continue to remember it. The strength of a nation derives from the integrity of the home. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. If you make a mistake and do not correct it, this is called a mistake. The superior man acts before he speaks, and afterward speaks according to his actions. To be able under all circumstances to practice 5 things constitutes perfect virtue. These 5 things are gravity, generosity of soul, sincerity, earnestness, and kindness. To put the world in order, we must first put the nation in order. To put the nation in order, we must first put the family in order. To put the family in order, we must first cultivate our personal life. We must first set our hearts right. When anger rises, think of the consequences. The faults of a superior person are like the sun and moon. They have their faults and everyone sees them. They change and everyone looks up to them. To go beyond is as wrong as to fall short. When we see persons of worth, we should think of equaling them. When we see persons of a contrary character, we should turn inwards and examine ourselves. To see what is right and not to do it is want of courage. Respect yourself and others will respect you. The man who does not know what he should know is as useless as a winter plum. The way out is through the door. Why is it that no one will use this method? Wisdom, compassion, and courage are the 3 universally recognized moral qualities of men. The superior man understands what is right. The inferior man understands what will sell. A gentleman would be ashamed should his deeds not match his words. The man of virtue makes the difficulty to be overcome his first business, and success only a subsequent consideration. Choose a job you love, and you will never have to work a day in your life. To study and not think is a waste. To think and not study is dangerous. The nobler sort of man emphasizes the good qualities in others and does not accentuate the bad. The inferior does the reverse. If what one has to say is not better than silence, then one should keep silent. Wheresoever you go, go with all your heart. Silence is a true friend who never betrays. The superior man blames himself. The inferior man blames others. A true gentleman is one who has set his heart upon the way. A fellow who is ashamed merely of shabby clothing or modest meals is not even worth conversing with. Exemplary persons concern themselves with the route. When the route is established, the way is born. Reviewing the day's lessons, going to sleep with joy, awakening with a renewed sense of purpose. Isn't this what a joyous day is made of? The beginning of wisdom is to call things by their proper name. The perfecting of oneself is the fundamental base of all progress and all moral development. The wise man is he who knows the relative value of things. I am not bothered by the fact that I am unknown. I am bothered when I do not know others. Ability will never catch up with the demand for it. The expectations of life depend upon diligence. The mechanic that would perfect his work must first sharpen his tools. To be fond of learning is to be near to knowledge. The essence of knowledge is, having it, to use it. To see and listen to the wicked is already the beginning of wickedness. He who speaks without modesty will find it difficult to make his words good. To be able to practice 5 things everywhere under heaven constitutes perfect virtue. They are gravity, generosity of soul, sincerity, earnestness, and kindness. It is not the failure of others to appreciate your abilities that should trouble you, but rather your failure to appreciate theirs. Do not worry about holding high positions. Worry rather about playing your proper role. The man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones.